What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome in to another episode of the Triple Play Fantasy Football Show. We are now a proud member of Empire Media and the Empire Media Podcast Network. D. Mendy here, joined as always by Johnny Foosball, John Van Etten. John, you are now a homeowner, the first one of the normal members of this podcast. How's it feel, buddy?
I haven't been able to move in yet, so it's kind of like underwhelming. They took my money, but I haven't moved yet.
Hey, it's empty promises right now, but who's the first guest you're inviting over?
Probably your dog, not you, David. I'll bring the dog.
Also joined.
Zeke will come over.
Also joined by the Real Housewife of Baltimore. It's the Doc, Eric Mendelson. What's up?
Next time you ask me for a favor to take your dog out in the middle of the day, I'm saying no.
All right, it's enough mention of my dog. He's an angel. Rounding out the normal crew is the 4 a.m. movie man himself. It's the Brad Stradamus. Brad Kilmer, what's going on?
My feelings are a little hurt, actually. Johnny's not going to invite me over to watch a movie.
I got to get the theater set up. The theater.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
I like it. Well, fellas, an old friend agreed to give us his time for the second time in a month. And I want to try upping myself and reintroducing him one last time. So, fellas, joining the pod this week, we welcome in a man that you might call the San Andreas of fantasy football analysts. A fantasy football analyst for NFL Network and movie connoisseur, this Bears fan is as passionate about his golf outfit game as he is about fantasy football. If he was a Mexican restaurant, he'd be Cancun. A man that could have landed Tiffany Amber Thiessen, a.k.a. Kelly Kapowski, if he had just pulled the trigger at that Kings game. Stephanie Smith, if you're looking for him, he's right now here on Triple Play. It's the return of the rank. Adam Rank, what's going on, man?
Oh, what's happening? I think Stephanie Smith just had another child recently, so I think I'm out. I think I'm out of the running for a while. Yeah, I was at a wedding, and I happened, it's so funny. I go to weddings, as you do, and you'll sit there, and there'll be people who will be like, oh, so girls will look dead at me and be like, oh, so what high school did you go to? And I'm like, I went to the same high school as you. We took honors history. We took whatever, oh, okay. Yeah, I remember. You don't remember. Well, you didn't play sports. I'm like, I was on the basketball team. I was on the baseball. It's okay. You don't have to remember me. And that happens more often than you would think. And it's I don't know. They're trying to be friendly, apparently. And there's, 4 high schools in my hometown. So I get it, but it's still a little hurtful. And then I did tell this girl who was saying that, because her and her husband, I was sitting at this table with them, and they're like, who did, I'm like, yeah, I used to sit there. I go, but I was more interested in Stephanie Smith. They're like, oh, she just had a child. And I'm like, we're getting too old for that, to be having children. But in any event, so I think I'm out of the running for Stephanie. I'm married too, by the way, so I guess that would be a problem.
You said the people from your high school that remember you don't like you, and then some.
That's the thing, yeah.
So
it works.
You're bad no for right now, man.
It works for me if they don't know who I am and don't remember me, because otherwise they're just ignoring me. Because there was another girl at that table who I know goddamn well knew who I was, and she was not going to engage me. She was not going to acknowledge, because I'll be honest, I know you guys are in Maryland, so I'll just kind of paint a picture. I grew up in I wish I could think of I have friends in Maryland. I'll ask them what the Inland Empire equivalent is. It's the Ozarks of Southern California in a way.
Okay.
So they lean a certain way politically, and then I come in, the Bernie bro himself, and so they want nothing to do with me. And because I'm on Facebook pointing out this is wrong. This is wrong. This is nope. This is wrong. This is wrong. Let's go to this website. No. You're wrong. You're right.
I'll tell you what. Last time this was a movie podcast, and now that I know you're a Bernie bro, this might just be a politics podcast. We'll talk that the whole time.
Well, I got some fun stuff planned.
Each time, I know, Dave, you have a bunch of fun stuff always planned, and we're never going to talk about it. Every time.
We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it, Dave.
Every time that you think that we're going to do something, I'm just going to sit there and be like, no, we're going a different direction. And I'm going to talk about the people in high school who hate me. But it's true though. They're a little bit.
What's the point of having a platform if you can't do that?
I
Can
know
you-
exactly.
Can you
I
just
have
give me a background of like what was Stephanie Smith like in high school? Like what did she look like? Was she like super popular? Like you need to paint a picture for me.
She was the friend. She wasn't necessarily the most popular girl in high school, but she was in that crowd. She was the satellite, the adjacent. You know, like if it was like members of the elite of the All Elite from New Japan and Ring of Honor. She wasn't like Kenny Omega, but she was one of the. She's Colt Cabana or somebody like that. Colt Cabana is a terrible example, but. Marty Scroll. I don't want to compare her to like a scumbag either. But she was like a friend of that. Like she's part of that group, but not like the ringleader.
I hope this gets
She
back
was-
to her.
Did you
Yeah.
did
She
you ever
admired-
shoot? Did you ever shoot your shot? Like ask her on a
Not
date,
even,
slip a
never,
note in class?
Hell no.
It's-
No. One time,
This is like
one time I awkwardly said hello to her, and it didn't. And it's you never know. I was not. If my Tiffany Amber Thiessen story did not show you that I'm not a shoot your shot guy, I don't know what else I could do to explain to you. I was not cool. I'm still wearing wrestling T-shirts to this day. Do you think the girls liked me in high school? The guy who was into comic books and baseball cards and like.
You're before your time, man. I think that's
Oh.
going down now.
It's all great. Yeah, I would be like if you ever watch the 21 Jump Street movie and the kid like Channing Tatum, wait, is it which Tatum brother? Whatever.
the
Like
one.
he's not cool anymore. And the fat guy from old school from
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill from is he
I
fat
cannot
again?
believe you didn't have a name for Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill. That guy I
Also,
forgot.
also
I
he's
couldn't-
not fat anymore. He's
I didn't
on
know.
The
I didn't
figure
know.
say fluffy.
But I was gonna say super bad when he was obese. So
Yeah.
give me that.
There you go. All right.
But
Fair
Jonah Hill is now like everything that he was into is now making him cool. Like the two, like I was a double strap backpack person. Like, yeah,
Oh,
Oh.
it was
absolutely.
me
The-
before my
the-
time.
The slam poetry scene from 22 Jump Street might be the best minute in a comedy movie I've ever seen.
It's so good.
We need
It's
a
so
producer to like splice these scenes
Yeah.
in that we're
I
talking
know.
about.
Oh, we would be great.
Julia
Yeah.
Roberts, Julia
Yeah.
Robb hurts.
Well, okay.
Unbelievable.
So I
Okay,
thought
here comes Dave's segue to football.
Oh, here
Let's
goes
do it.
there. So who do you got as a sleeper this year?
so I
AJ
figured-
Dillon. Hold on, I got something else. So Stephanie Smith, she was tall. She had dark hair. This is blue eyes. She's Irish. She wore a lot of green, which made her eyes pop. And listen, I sound like a creep.
Yeah, you
listen
do
to
a
me.
little bit.
You have such a great memory.
You're
Wow.
married
That's,
too. This
but
is
you gotta. I can remember, like it's not. I didn't
I
know
don't
my
think you
wife at the
can.
time. Whatever. I don't know what's allowed.
You ever
I
said
am-
something makes your wife's eyes pop? I don't think you have.
No, never, never, ever. And so, yeah, there is a little bit too much detail. I should probably stop. This is my own fault, and I got myself into this situation. I'm not going to get myself out of this situation. So sometimes you just got to hit the ripcord. Be like,
I'd
I'm
like to say,
ejecting.
well,
I'm
I'd
ejecting.
like to say we'll
her.
cut it out, but we're not going to.
Don't cut it out.
Yeah, we won't.
She's
we
not
won't.
going to find it. She's definitely not going to find it. One of my friends, it'll become a thing. So when I go to my fantasy football draft this summer, everybody will be making fun of me. And they'll be like, oh, listen to what you said. And so I'll live with that. And it is what it is.
All right, well, for those that don't know, I heard a little bit of the Tiffany Amber Thiessen story. It sounds like you had the chance, but you didn't actually go through with it.
Did I not share that story here? Forgive me.
I don't think
No,
so.
I heard it on your one of your podcasts recently, which I didn't know you went live. I would like start bombing your chat if I knew it.
Yeah.
So now
listen,
I know.
I'm a whore about this. I go on all these podcasts and I do. I love, listen, I've got story. Here's my thing too is, and this is some of the things that I do to show how thoughtful I am to my wife. She never has to listen to my golf stories. I never tell her a single one because I have a buddy that I call up every time that I come home from the course. And you were talking, Brad, you're talking about my memory. I will drive home and I could recreate every shot. Like I will go through all 83 shots or whatever.
Wow.
And I'll call my friend and be like, okay, so on two,
Humble brag that it's 83.
the
Yeah.
the par was 60,
Right.
64. So I was like 18 over. So don't worry. I was still playing bogey golf. But I'll go over like, yeah, so the second hole's got water on the right. And I was able to draw the ball a little bit, but my chip, and I can do. So I do have a good memory for things like that. But I cannot remember which show I did the Tiffany Amber Thiessen story. So just without further ado, so I was at a LA Kings game, watching the Kings, and we got tickets from somebody who worked at Fox. So lo and behold, at some point, we're in the second row. Tiffany Amber Thiessen's there. And I'm like freaking out, like Kelly Kapowski sitting right in front of me. So I'm sitting there and it takes me so I become like, she's not just her being in the row in front of me. I become a different person. I shut up again. I don't say anything. I'm just sitting there. So finally I make a joke, and to my credit was very funny. And she laughed, turned around, locked eyes with me, did a little giggle flirt, and then turned back around and enjoyed the game and everything. And obviously, because I'm me, I didn't do anything. I was single at the time, mind you. And so I didn't do anything. And I was sitting there and I was upset at myself. I'm like, why didn't I do something there? This is such a missed opportunity. And then my friend, brings me back to earth. He's like, what were you going to do? What were you going to, like, what?
I gotta say,
no. He's like, because I'm working at the Improv at this time. So he's like, take me through the steps of what you would have done. You would have pulled up to her Bel Air mansion in your busted ass Honda Accord, wearing your $5 shirt that you got at Ross Dress for Less, Junko jeans, these shoes that are they weren't Junko jeans, but he's
okay.
But he's like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, you don't even have the clothes to go out with her. So shut up. Like, nothing was ever going to happen. Take your moment. You made her laugh. That's the end of it. That is where your story ends.
I got to tell you,
the joke?
Giggle. Yeah, giggle flirt. What exactly is a giggle flirt?
Well, she turns and smiles and she does the shoulder shrug. Like the
you remember it clearly.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I remember it clearly enough that I can't remember the joke. But I think
There's
it had
this
to
weird
do.
guy behind me.
I was about to say, yeah, was she eavesdropping? How did she hear?
I'm loud. Have we not
Okay,
spent some time together? Listen to me. 'Cause once I get into the moment, like if you drop me into a room where I don't know anybody, you'll never know I was there. But once either I start drinking or start getting comfortable with people, sort of like, warm up to people, then you can't stop me. Then I'm done and I'm running my mouth. It's like my daughter is in kindergarten. And so for the first 3 months, I don't say anything. Like I drop her off and I pick her up. And there's a group of moms that are always there. And so for the first 3 months, I don't say anything. And then once I finally like feel comfortable enough, now I don't shut up. I gossip. I'm the worst
Gossip.
I'm the worst like kinder mom of them all. Cause I'm always like, oh my God, can you believe she's doing this? Like, oh my God. Like she just sits there. She's not even paying attention to her kid. Like I'm that.
Are you doing the snapping too?
Oh, you don't even know. Like, look at her. She thinks she's better than us.
I was hoping
sitting
you were
by herself.
gossiping. I was hoping you were gossiping about the kindergartners.
No.
Look at them coloring outside the lines.
Yeah.
I will. Well, listen. I will talk. Like there was a kid. So one of my friends, like one of the like who's got her daughter is obviously my daughter's class. She's got a 3-year-old. And my son is 2, so sometimes they're all running around. But some kid was picking on the 3-year-old girl, and I'm trying to get my son. I'm like, hey, go beat that boy up. I'm like, you got to go protect that girl, like our girl over here. I love it. Like I do, and I like mad dog a kid, and like I can't really like talk. I can't approach it like this guy's being a dick. Like I know he's a 4-year-old, but he's still being a dick to this little girl. Like, listen, like, it's not cool. So I have to tell the mom so the mom can intercede. But it's like, I got it. I got a book. I got cases on everybody. Like as I was sitting there silently for 3 months, I was making my mental notes. And now it's all starting. I'm a terrible person. Everybody is now like,
I don't know. It sounds like you're a good papa.
I gotta address this really quick, JL.
John Luke is like,
I learned this. We had Adam on a month ago. I learned this. I spent about 5 minutes preparing the script. I was like, I well know where this could go. So
No,
I'm just letting I'm letting it ride.
David's the meme where they got the smiling mask on, but they're crying behind.
Yeah, exactly.
Smile through the pain.
He spent an hour on this rundown last night. Like I got some questions for this guy.
He's got
We're gonna
stats,
get to
analytics, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I was about to blow Adam's mind. Maybe he hooked me up with a job at NFL Network because I'd be throwing so much fire at him, and now I'm losing my shot. Thanks.
Yeah.
All-
You wanted
No, you're embarrassing in front of Stephanie.
You've been trying to drop like, oh, AJ Dillon forced more missed tackles than Nick Chubb. I don't care. I literally don't care. I'm talking about Tiffany Amber Thiessen, talking about Stephanie Smith, whatever her name is now. At least, and this is the God's honest truth. It doesn't sound like it because I don't know her on Facebook or anything. I'm sure she's married and has a different name now. So I'm not at least that person, but I can remember that in Mr. Wallace's class where she sat. I sat in the back of the room. I don't know why. Oh yeah.
That sounds very creepy though.
No, because I'll tell you why. Because it's it's alphabetical. So Rank and Smith are very close to each other.
Okay.
So this is why I remember. Number one, I'm a creep. Number two, I mean, like I can't defend it now. No, because Rank is the last. So I was the last person of the fourth row. She was the first person. No, sorry. Yeah, she was the first person of the sixth row. And I remember being morose because he was doing the seating chart beginning of the class, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like trying to figure it out. And you're like, okay, Cynthia Rosenthal's not in this class. Monica Reyes not in this class. Oh, I got a shot. Looking around, I'm like, okay, Rank Smith, like this could work. And he's like, Rank, back of the row. I'm like, F. Like, Stephanie, first seat. I'm like, oh, come on.
I was hoping for a Mean Girls story where she was going to pass you the note. But
that happened. Somebody did that to me one time. They passed a note and they're like, hey, what do you think about Christy? And I'm like, oh, that's an attractive girl or whatever. There was two Christies in this class, one who was very attractive, who was out of my league, and one I wasn't physically attracted to. But I was like all excited. I'm like, oh, does Christy Reynolds think I'm like, what? And they're like, nope, it's this other girl. And you're like, okay, I'm a douche.
Yeah.
One more person to hate him at the next reunion when she hears
exactly.
Christy Reynolds.
What was so bad about it?
The other girl, I just wasn't my type.
You don't realize that Christy thinks about you the way you think about Stephanie.
Oh, I know.
She's on a podcast right now just talking about you.
She's on a podcast being like, I knew Adam Rank,
Yep.
and he was kind of aloof, but I liked him. And
I think he's got kids now.
He liked my friend. Yeah, he's got 2 kids now.
Our names were close in the alphabet. Rank Reynolds.
Well, Reynolds was right. No, Reynolds was right behind me. She was yeah. So I was like, yeah, this is cool. This could work. This is good. I'm like, oh, it's not her. Okay, thank you. I blame my friend Donna for passing me that note because I hit the maybe, like a uncommittal, like such a scaredy cat. Like,
What's Donna up to these days?
who knows?
You go to your high school reunions?
Never. No. But I still keep in touch with a lot of people from high school because like we're still friends and we've known each other for a long time. And when they had our high school reunion, we didn't go because I'm like, well, I still see the people that I want to see because we all go to like Angel games or we play golf or whatever. I'm like, yeah, we have a fantasy league with guys that we grew up with. And I'm like, yeah, this is the reunion that I want. Like, I know the people that I want to know. And then we sit here and have conversations like this. But like, oh, do you remember? And everybody, yeah. It's always a little weird too. It's like, should we be talking about this? Like, listen to me. Like, this is a public forum, and I'm calling these girls out by name so they can go out.
It's just the internet. Don't worry.
Yeah. It's just.
I'm impressed with your memory, though.
Shit, it's not good. It's why I remember these terrible things, and nobody remembers me, which is the best part. Like I do have. I do, again, like going back to the golf scores and the fantasy. I think it does help me in fantasy because then I can remember stuff. And I can't remember Jonah Hill's name. That's the one. That's the one I can't remember. Christy
You know
Reynolds.
what I remember?
What's up?
I remember the 49ers trading up to the 3rd pick. Go, Dave.
What a segue. By the way, can I tell 49er fans, and I love this, that they're all getting upset about like, I don't like this Mac Jones stuff. I don't this, I don't read these mocks or whatever. You know what? I did the same thing a couple of years ago when every mock had us trading Mitch Trubisky or drafting Mitch Trubisky. And I'm like, nope, I don't believe it. They would never do that. Nope. And then lo and behold, they moved up to take him. So that was great.
Well, fans don't know anything, and I did want to bring this in. David was angry when the Chiefs drafted Patrick
We're
Mahomes.
not.
He
That's
was
no relevance.
very
to this.
upset.
This
No,
is
it has
the one
some
football
relevance.
thing we'll talk about. There is video.
There is no relevance to
There's
this
video
conversation.
evidence.
We're talking
David,
about
when are you gonna
Stephanie Smith.
address-
We're talking
when
about
are you gonna
Stephanie
address
Smith.
the
There's no
rumors
football
and
right now.
videos
Yeah.
of you
There's
putting
no
your
Stephanie.
hands in the air in anger when Patrick
What is-
Mahomes was drafted.
It's not even rumors anymore. It got put on the Twitter account.
We're talking
There is a
about
video.
Stephanie Smith. We're not talking
No,
about.
let's talk about the Patrick Mahomes. You know who has a famous one? Matt Money Smith has a famous video of him being like, Patrick Mahomes, these air raid quarterbacks. And Money, I love Money. Money's the best.
We had him on like a year ago. He's awesome. Yeah.
He's so good. And he's like, and he's like he sits back in his chair after he slams Patrick Mahomes from me. He's like, there's no way this guy plays the NFL.
So I will say one thing to defend myself about this blasphemy. I was upset they
It's
took
not.
that-
It's not blasphemous. It's true.
It happened. Yeah,
It
what are
is
you talking
literally
about?
true. It's fine. You can sit there and say that you didn't think that was a good pick. It's fine.
I saw in most mocks he barely creeping into the first round. I wanted Deshaun Watson badly. Being a Chiefs fan, like way back. I've been so tired of watching the Matt Castles, the Brody Croyles, the Brady Quinns, like the Damian Hewards of the world. Like I was so tired of it. And I was like, this is our chance to draft Deshaun Watson, the Michael Jordan, and he's a guaranteed winner. And then they go and they take Patrick Mahomes a project. And that's why I was so upset with it.
Bet you don't want Deshaun Watson now.
Yeah.
That's a whole other.
Adam, can I just say, I feel a little hurt. That was a subtweet. That was a little dig at me. I'm a 49ers fan. You spoke to
Yeah,
exactly what I was feeling.
No, I wasn't subtweeting you at all. I was speaking directly to
Yeah.
you on your show, telling you what it's like.
That's
I
the
think it's
old
an awful- I
average
think
Jim
it's an
Rome
awful
thing.
trade.
I'm saying it.
Yeah,
It
this
is-
is
it is
exactly.
awful.
I'm telling you exactly to your face, Eric. It sucks. And Mac Jones is going to the 49ers.
I know.
Just
I
deal with
don't think he is.
I'm just waiting for the Mac Jones prop line to come up where it's like over under 5.5 and just put my life savings on the under.
He's the American hero. He's got the dad bod working. He's
Oh,
like
yeah.
what we all dream to be.
Yeah, how does he already have the body of a 50-year-old? Like
He's
when you
about to
see
get paid.
when
It's
you
time to
see
give
like
up.
those actors who are always yoked in movies, but then you see them like the tabloids capture a photo of him at the beach. You're like, what happened to him? That's what Mac
Steroids.
Jones looks like. Yeah. Like, oh, Ben Affleck no longer training to be Batman.
That-
With a weird dragon tattoo on his back.
The fact that they got rid of Christian Bale already,
Well,
Makes
no,
me
Robert
angry.
Pattinson is going to be a good Batman. I'm here for
He
it.
is.
But no one can-
He's
no one-
going to be good.
no one
He's
can
for the
talk,
boys
no, no one can talk like Christian Bale. Like I'm the man of the
I don't want to hear your
streets.
no
I-
doubt.
I'm the one that
Will
sees
Arnett-
stars.
Will Arnett did pretty well.
We got
Rachel,
David
let's-
talking movies now. We've
let's go
officially
raspy.
hijacked the show.
Yeah. The Will Arnett and the Lego Batman movie. Like I thought that
I
that's
never
a
did
pretty-
see that.
They're pretty good. There's a song too, like the songs that
It's
they do.
very catchy. It's very.
I heard.
catchy.
Yeah, I heard they're really good. They won like awards, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they're good movies. That's the one thing. Like I know everybody likes to poop on DC movies, and some of their blockbusters have not been as great as they could be. And everybody always I love that every Marvel fan is always like, was it as good as Thor? Like, okay, fine. You guys, you made one great movie. There's a lot of it's like me saying that all Marvel movies are terrible just based on Ghost Rider. Like, okay,
Have
yeah,
you,
Thor was a good
That's
movie.
a Nick Cage movie people forget about.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, okay, like there's been some good movies, but like DC makes good movies and their animated stuff is usually always on point. Their Lego Batman has been amazing. And so
Wait.
they do
Was Ghost Rider good?
No.
Oh,
Not
okay.
even-
It was
not
really
I
even-
need to watch it.
Not even for a Nick Cage movie. Like it's not even that kind
I
of.
love
like,
me some Nick Cage, man.
I know. Like I could sit there and watch National Treasure right now.
Oh yeah,
And,
absolutely.
I think he has a couple yelling scenes when he like his skull catches on fire, so I think it's worth it for that.
There's moments. There's moments for sure.
That might
but
be our
yeah.
next movie review, Johnny.
We're gonna
Have
review
you,
a 20-year-old movie.
Absolutely, absolutely,
I will
Adam,
bet
have you-
Movies are timeless if you've never seen them.
absolutely.
That's the best. That's the best part of music and movies is that if you've never heard it, like it's new to you. Like if you, I don't know if you're Beatles people, and you might not be. Obviously, it's not your age demographic, but you can go listen to like George Harrison, and it'll blow your mind because you might not have heard anything, and they've probably influenced somebody that you're listening to now. And you can go back and listen to the people who are the inspiration for all these great artists, and it's awesome. And that is one of my favorite things about music is always going.
The
and
movie?
discover-
Ghost Rider
Movie yesterday was
influenced all
weirdly
of our
good.
movies today.
Yeah.
No, I,
Not
I was
talking
Yesterday,
about
I didn't
football.
see yesterday.
I was thinking you have to put them in the San Andreas tier, and then there's everything else.
Well, yeah, San Andreas was one of the most important films of our time. I feel bad because obviously it's a joke. Well, no, it's not a joke. It's dead serious. The Rock, you will notice me at some point, okay? But I will go on, and I forget, like, people, might not know that this is a running joke of mine on Twitter because I'll do it on Facebook or something like that, and people are like, "Are you insane? That movie's," and like be really serious about it. So then I got to go through it over again and do my whole thing about like it is one of the most incredible movies I have ever seen. And
When are they going to do?
At the end when The Rock is like, "What do we do now? We rebuild." Like if you're not crying,
Chills.
if you're not
chills.
crying in that scene, then you're not a human being. You have no pulse.
When are
It
they
is-
going to do a black and white Manx style making of San Andreas?
They really should. The only thing that surpasses it, and it's been on HBO the last couple of weeks, is Independence Day, which I don't know why they decide to show it now. But when Randy Quaid, every time that stupid scene, doesn't anybody have any missiles left? Oh, sorry. Sorry, got hung up back there, Mr. President. Pilot, you
Yeah.
armed? Armed and ready. Pilot,
You talk.
who is that?
You talk about chills. The president's speech. Who is it? Bill Pullman. His
Yeah.
speech and his speech before they go on and fight. Excellent. Chills. Chills.
That's an Independence Day because I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The 4th of
and
July.
not the second one.
No, not the second
No.
one. We don't
No.
acknowledge this. The second one never happened.
Never happened.
That could
Or
have been a
Will
great
Smith
movie.
punching the alien and saying "Welcome to Earth."
Yeah. Welcome to
Yes.
Earth. That
Absolutely.
is so good.
Now that's what I call a close encounter. He has two singers back to back.
Just lands
That's prime. Just prime Will Smith right there.
Adam, I got to know, have you been on any other podcasts and anybody know about as much movies as those two?
No. Oh no. This is
Well-
unrivaled. This is why I keep coming back. I feel like this is my home. This is where I feel the most comfortable. Because otherwise I'd have to be sitting here breaking down AJ Dillon film. And I don't want to do that.
I've already taken that AJ Dillon nugget to heart, and I'm going to say it next week and pretend it's mine.
Yeah, is that true?
It is, yeah. I saw, yeah. That's a next gen stat. So
Oh.
you can use that one. Yeah.
Look at that.
I have been doing research, which is like annoying. I know. Like
It gets in the way of your movie watching.
I know I know this sounds like I've already knocked off creep. Why don't I sound like a douche now? So today when they actually made me work, I show up. I was actually wearing a collared shirt, but Marcus is wearing a bow tie with a coat and everything. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were this formal in the middle of April. And they're like, what are you doing, Rank? I'm like, listen, bro, like it's Masters Week. You're lucky I took my ball cap off long enough to come up and do this thing. I was chipping balls in the backyard, chipping like with a golf club, not tripping balls. But yeah. But then, like every once in a while, it's like I'm sitting here because like my wife or whatever will be like, she's like, what are you doing? And you're like, I do actually still have a job. Like I got to kind of work every once in a while. Oh, I turned in a mock draft last week. She's like, what are you working on? I'm like, a mock draft. Like I still have a job. Like it doesn't disappear just because, the football season's over.
Yeah, you're pumping out it on Instagram.
And we're
who is this
taking
guy?
Rory McIlroy first.
Nope. It's
Yeah,
Bryce.
who's your
Big
Masters
boy
pick?
Bryce.
I'm in a Masters pool, and I don't know much about golf. I want to go with some contrarian picks.
I think Max Homa might be a good one. Xander Schauffele is somebody who always plays well in the tournaments that people might not be gravitating towards, because obviously Bryson's going to be one. Rory, there's that pool of Rory. And then, of course, the defending champion, Dustin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Spieth just won the Texas Open. So, of course, people will be on those names. But I think that if you wanted to go, I think Xander would be a pretty good outside shot. And I do like Max as well.
Isn't he? Is he like, he's got to be like top 10 in the world right now.
Xander? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's solid. Yeah, speaking of, because Matt Money Smith got me on to the LA Open, that we were official observers for a group. And it was Francisco Molinari, Xander, and John Rahm.
Ooh, I got Molinari in a Masters pool.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that guy putting those balls in the water in 12 and 13 a couple of years ago, unbelievable. I mean, it helped because Tiger. I think
that was the one
your
Tiger won, right?
Yeah. So you were kind of like, I felt bad because I think everybody was cheering for that. Like, we want Tiger to win.
Here's a good one, Corey Connors. All right, yeah.
That's a fake name.
No. Corey Connors is good. Because is, like, if you ever watch when they start doing, like, they'll do the Masters winner, like their dinner that they have on Tuesday night for past winners, there's always a guy like Danny Willett where you're like, oh my God, I forgot that guy won. It's not always the biggest stars who win this tournament. I mean, obviously some of the biggest names, Bubba Watson's won twice, Adam Scott has won, but there are some guys that sneak through. You're like, oh, I forgot. And it's so forgettable. You're like, what a wasted Masters. Like you shouldn't even don't even let those guys in. Like,
the guy's highlight of his life. And no.
That guy's
I would even bother.
That guy's going to go to that dinner forever. Like, that's going to be like his thing. Like, hey, everybody. And like all these major stars are there. And like, that Nick Faldo's over there being like, who is that guy again? Like, like if I was at a reunion and Stephanie Smith was there.
Oh, yes.
Who?
That's another callback.
He used to follow me everywhere. I don't know his name.
I know. I didn't even have the confidence to follow her around. Like, that was.
Well, I don't think that's confidence. I think that's that's a good trait you don't want to have.
That's some good sense that you.
No. There's. Yeah. Okay. Confidence might not have been the right word.
All right,
now I really want to know
go for it, man.
That was my one chance. I blew it.
This feels so therapeutic. Yeah, you could have easily snuck in with something there. You could have easily been like, "What about T. Higgins?" Like,
exactly.
I put out a poll.
What should the Bengals do at 5? Like, too late.
I did put out a poll on
Twitter.
I did put out a poll on Twitter. I was like, I see T. Higgins' name every day. I see Curtis Samuel's name every day. I see Laviska Shenault's name every day. I was like, why are these, like, I get they're big name guys, but I was like, it's specifically like these few guys that literally get mentioned every single day. It's
Jalen hurts a lot too.
Yeah.
My boy.
There is I think everybody just comes to a consensus on a certain number of players, and those are going to be, like last year, I think it was Blake Jarwin. Like, everybody was if you need a tight end, let's go Blake Jarwin.
It would have happened. If he didn't get hurt.
That's Brad's guy.
That's my guy for sure. I had him. I had Austin Eckler. All these guys are getting hurt, man.
Yeah, and everybody, but there are the consensus guys, and it's always trying to find somebody else who's a little bit out there. Even like one of the guys that I love, and of course it's a little bit personal because he plays for the Bears, but Darnell Mooney is somebody who I'm really intrigued by. But I've noticed that the steam has really started to gain on him as well. And he's now starting to get in that Laviska Shenault category.
Once they trade Anthony Miller. Woo.
Oh, yeah. Once Tony Miller's gone, that guy, goodness gracious. Like,
Nothing
when your
gives me
team, who was saying
confidence.
it today? Yeah. I think Ian was sharing a story today about how the Bears voted him most likely to be late to practice. And you're like,
well, there's a what? There's a
why are they voting on that?
Yeah, I know. Why is that a competition?
Yeah, I feel like if you win that you'd want to change it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Andy Dalton?
I don't know. I think one of the things, I don't hate Andy Dalton. Like, and as a matter of fact, I've met him, but like, he's a really nice guy. He's actually got a really funny, dry sense of humor. And I think that he's a good person and I like it. But at some point, and I think this is one of the things for Bears fans is what we've been trying to do for pretty much everybody's lifetime is that we just want to have our guy. Like, we want to have our version of Joe Montana or Tom Brady or somebody like that we can look at and be like, that was our quarterback through this stretch of time, where every year going into the season, we knew that at least our quarterback's good. We've got a chance to win because our quarterback's good. You know, just look at the Packers over the last 30 years. They go into every season thinking we've got a chance because they've had either Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers. And so they have that luxury. Now, they don't win the Super Bowl a lot, hardly ever. And it seems kind of wasteful to have Hall of Fame quarterback play for 30 years and have as much hardware to show for it as Eli Manning. But still, the fact remains is that every season they feel like they have a puncher's chance because they have this elite level quarterback. So I think for Bears fans, that's what we want. We want to experience that, which is why so many of us
I'll tell you what,
got excited about Russell Wilson.
the most underrated part of Andy Dalton that nobody talks about, that dude's handsome.
He is good looking.
That dude's
I
handsome.
agree.
You got the jaw, the red hair. He's
God.
How many
Yeah.
gingers are you
Aesthetic,
saying
man.
are attractive?
Him and Conan O'Brien. I think that's the list.
That's the list.
For
Is it-
guys. For guys.
Isn't Carrot Top like Jack now and like look better?
He's handsome. Carrot Top, I don't know. He's just so funny that he touches my heart in a different way.
wow.
By the way, I love Carrot Top. I will throw. I will defend the top.
I can't say
Speaking
I've
of
seen any
defending.
Carrot Top stuff except like a cameo in Scrubs.
Yeah. Well, by the way, Scrubs, probably my favorite.
We talked
sitcom
about
of
that
all
last
time.
time.
Probably. That makes sense. That sounds like me. That sounds like some tangent I would have gone down. Oh, because we were talking about How I Met Your Mother too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went through all this. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm playing the hits all over again. Listen, if you go and see the Black Crows, back-to-back shows, they'll probably play Remedy. So don't get mad at me if I keep going for my hits. That's just the way that goes. Can't
I
say.
learned-
I went
Shout
to go.
out to
I went.
shout
I
out
went.
to the Rex Grossman mention.
No
Sexy
shit.
Rex.
He took him to a Super Bowl. You had
He
a lead
did.
in
You
that
don't,
Super
you don't
Bowl.
have
They
love for
blew
Rex
it.
Grossman?
The Devin Hester kickoff return touchdown is the most wasted play in Super Bowl history. Would have been infinitely more cooler if they won.
They
What
lost
happened?
to Peyton,
I don't
right?
know. I blacked out
Yeah.
after that happened.
No,
That's a good
sexy
call.
Rexy. And then also
will-
you had Jay Cutler too.
All right. Well, first of all, Rex Grossman has as many NFC championships as Aaron Rodgers. So let's have a little respect on that name,
Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers. He should just be the host of Jeopardy from now on.
Wait,
Yeah,
how many
he's
people?
Better than Dr.
How
Oz. I saw they had Dr. Oz on, and I thought that was ridiculous.
Lowest rating. They said he had the lowest rating since the holiday, man.
Adam,
Dr.
how many
Oz?
people tagged you?
Yeah.
How many people tagged you in that Jeopardy thing where the guy gave the final answer for the Packers and it's just a white
Everybody.
guy with bald?
Yeah. Everybody.
I
Every
think-
person in the world, everybody on Twitter tagged me in that photo. I finally just had to quote tweet it and be like, guys, it's not me.
There are
Thank you,
other
Adam.
white guys that have beards and are bald in this universe.
Not many, but yeah, that
Well, I also think the fact they took a shot at the Packers too, it fit the description.
yeah, that was the best part. That was the best part. Whoever that person is, that guy should be the host of Jeopardy just for having the wherewithal in the moment. Because, like, more so than, like, even Rodgers, he should admit, understand what it's like to actually come through in the clutch. So that might have been, something different than what Rodgers is familiar with. But that guy had his one opportunity and he made his shot.
What if we just brought on Aaron Rodgers right now? Just put him
Bring
in.
him on. Aaron, I think that Aaron Rodgers, I'm sure he doesn't know who I am. But if he did, I think he would
I bet you he does.
He probably respects it. Because I'm not blocked by him on Twitter. And
there we go.
Dude, one time, I felt so bad because I took a shot because I made a joke about him. And it was about the Jeopardy thing. And they said, Aaron Rodgers was preparing for this like it was the Super Bowl. So I go, so he expects to do it only once? And so I didn't realize he was tagged in this post. So, of course.
Oh, no.
I hope I'm muted, at least. I'm not blocked by him, but I hope I'm muted. But I feel like if I've talked to him before in the past, and I fully leaned into the Bears thing, and it was right after the Bears had traded for Mike Glennon. And because I remember, I could probably surface this video on YouTube. We started talking about it, and I told him straight. I go, I don't like you. Right on the nose, like, I don't like you. And you can see him for a second being like, who the F is this guy? And then I referenced his friend's stand-up, Nick Swartzen, who's a Vikings fan who does a stand-up routine about how he hated Aaron Rodgers and now they're friends and it annoys him. And so I mentioned to him, like, and I go, listen, I'm a fan of Nick Swartzen and I don't want to be in the same situation as him where now he likes you and all this stuff. So then I think that kind of clicked into him like, okay, he's doing a bit, like it's not that big a thing. And then he immediately starts leaning into like, who's your quarterback? And I'm like, it's Mike Glennon. Like he's good, right? And like, I thought it was funny and I thought it was cute. And I know people are like, this seemed awkward. I'm like, well, that's kind of the point. Like it's,
Right.
Like you've seen a million interviews where people will be like, okay, like tell me what it's like to be a quarterback or whatever it is. Like I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to take a shot at him. And he returned. It would have been worse if he didn't play along. Like that would have been the thing. But he played along. He didn't Jim Rome the Jim Everett and Jim Rome thing.
Yeah.
He was very cool and very gracious. And I just said, afterwards I said, thank you. And I'm sorry.
But you know what?
Have you ever
If
edited?
he
Oh, my
didn't-
bad, Eric.
I was gonna say, if he didn't like you, you'd be family to him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. We're getting
can't-
dark and dirty.
Eric-
I can't believe I stepped on that joke, Eric. That was excellent.
Eric was waiting for that one. I could
I
see
was.
that.
Excellent.
I
could see
was.
it was like the year that his brother was on The Bachelorette, and I had to wait for like 2 months. I had a photo on my phone just waiting. And then once the Packers were eliminated from the playoffs, I showed a photo of Jordan on his knees proposing to the girl. And I said, JoJo. And I said, well, at least one member of the Rodgers family will get a ring this year. That was my favorite tweet of all time.
Have you ever?
I didn't realize his brother won the Bachelorette.
Oh, are you kidding me? The moment he said, I'm like he's in the competition, former NFL quarterback.
Wow, David, way to pull out. You don't watch that?
Watch it? What?
I usually get dragged to watch The Bachelor and Bachelor. I'm not afraid to.
No,
admit it.
don't blame it on him.
No, I'm not saying you can watch it if you want, but like, wow, I didn't need the guff for not watching it.
Wait,
Not-
were we on the air when we dragged Taglieri? Or were we doing that before the show started?
Oh, that was before the show started.
All right. So
We can do it right now. Yeah.
let's do it right now because Tags did that to me about the show Ozark. He was so you haven't seen Ozark? And I know we talked about this before the show, but it's like, is Ozark really in that category of like, you haven't seen that show?
I would
Good
agree
show?
it is. I would agree it is.
I don't know.
I would say the writing gets like nobody talks like that. Like the way Jason Bateman talks to like the cartel boss, nobody actually talks like that in the world.
Yeah,
I don't know, you've never been under that kind of stress.
I've only been through the first season.
It's like clunky.
You've only watched the first season?
You only watched the first season? I'm
You
in
weren't-
episode 3. Sorry.
Wait, so you
Go
weren't
on.
hooked the moment when the dude splatters on the pavement? You weren't hooked?
Bro, I like the show. I enjoy it. It's an hour long. I have small children, which
I'll
means
get
that
to it when I
it's,
get to it.
and if your wife's not into it, if she's not watching the show with you, then you have to wait till she goes to bed. And then I've got golf highlights to watch, and then I just run out of time. What do you want?
I'm curious,
from me?
man. Going back to the Aaron Rodgers thing, have you ever like edited yourself? Like you're about to just go off on some player, and then you're like, okay, I might actually meet this person or have to talk to them. It's better I don't say what I'm about to say.
Well, here's my thing. Yes, all the time. Like I really like you. It really has to be. It really has to be rooted in football. Like it just can't be a cheap shot. And the thing about the Rodgers thing, yeah, Paw Patrol is my favorite show. Actually, no. My boy loves Trash Truck. And
I don't even know what that is.
Is that a show or a toy or?
It's on Netflix. It's a cartoon that's on Netflix. And my boy will come in like immediately walking the house like Trash Truck. It's like, bro,
You got to get him into Ozarks, man.
Like, let's watch Ozark. You're gonna love this. There's a trash truck in there, and you know, whatever. The so I don't even know what I was talking about. But in any event, I do edit myself because if it's not football related, and the thing with the Rodgers thing, it didn't make fun of his relationship with his family. Just like, oh, his brother won the Bachelorette, he didn't win the Super Bowl. Like that, you got to have this justification. So in case you do get called out onto the carpet, be like, well, this is a football joke. This isn't a personal jab or anything like that. So
Yeah.
you know, when he gets married, you know, I will be like, oh, Rodgers finally has a ring again. You know, like dumb stuff like that. Like that kind of stuff is fine. And so you do have to be a little bit careful. You know, you don't want to make fun of the fans or anything like that. Like I was upset when the Chargers were moving from San Diego because I'm, you know, I had season tickets for the San Diego Chargers at one point. And you got to be really careful with that because sometimes certain teams are like, whoa, what's this guy saying? So, yeah, I do have to catch myself sometimes. Yeah.
Well,
often
Aaron
than you would
Rodgers
think.
is engaged, so you missed that joke.
He doesn't have the ring yet.
He
That's
doesn't
the
have
joke.
it. He'll get
Hey,
it when
I-
he's married.
It's in
I
the, it's
know.
in the conference championship right now.
I know that, yeah, exactly. I know that Rodgers is engaged, but much like we've seen his performance in the NFC Championship game, so I'm not saying that anything's guaranteed. That might that might be too personal. I wouldn't do that.
So let me ask you this then, build off to Aaron Rodgers. Besides the gentleman on this show, have you ever been starstruck when talking to somebody?
Football related, not really. It doesn't, I don't know. I will say Mike Singletary came in one time. That was a tough one because it was one of my dad's favorite players. So it's like, that one hit a little bit different. So I guess, yeah.
Did he
So,
drop
yes.
his pants?
No, he did not. Thankfully, I was not that I would have been opposed. No, whatever. Mike said whatever. It would have been a great story.
And it would
So
have
Mike
been.
Singletary, I'm weird. It's different because I tried out for the WWE backstage that's on Fox, and I was in the makeup chair and just sitting there getting makeup and doing whatever. And Renee Young was next to me. And then she started talking to me, and I got a little starstruck. I did not know how to compose myself. I think that she was really cool, and I think it helped because I knew the makeup artist. So I was talking to her about my kids and everything, and then Renee just chimed in. I'm like, oh my God, Renee Young, like what is happening? And I almost could not talk, and I was like trying to be like cool, like what's up, like okay, you know, but then failed miserably. Although we're Twitter buddies, so I couldn't have been too bad.
Ooh.
I gotta ask you, man. How did you meet your wife? You seem like you tend to clam up at game time, man.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah. It was, of course, it was in an Angels game, and
there you
I'd been
go.
drinking. So I was in my element. Like Angel
Okay,
game,
there
I'm
you go.
drinking. Like I
You're
might as well
loose.
be Mike Trout at that point. Like
Yeah.
walking up. What up? By that time, I'm 6 Bud Lights in. Dude, I'm king of the world. It was fine. Any other time, if I would have been Sobes, whatever, if it would have been at the
wouldn't have
supermarket,
happened.
never.
At the supermarket.
Wait, so what was the opening line? What'd you say to her?
Sup? I don't know. What was the opening line? I think I
You have
just
an
said hello.
impeccable memory,
I
but
was
you
about to
can't
say,
remember
come
what
on, Mr. Memory.
Yeah.
You know who loves me not remembering that? My wife. The exact point that she makes. Oh, you remember everything else, but you can't remember the
she
first
will
thing.
listen to this though, so you'll be off the hook at least on this one.
No, I was sitting there. We were at a place called The Catch. And, so I'm sitting there talking to some
Oh,
friends.
there's already a good line. You're the catch.
You're
She's
the
the
catch.
catch. Come
Oh,
on.
look at Johnny, man.
Okay, Johnny,
Smooth.
I'm not that smooth. I just, this is legitimately my move. As I just sat there and I looked at her and then I double take and I'm like, oh, hello. And I was like, and you are? That was it. And you are? She's like, I'm Jen. I'm like, what's up? I'm Adam. And she was wearing Angels gear. I'm like, oh, so you're a huge Angels fan. And she's like, oh, yeah, love it. And I'm like, who's your favorite player? And she said Wally Joyner, who was one of my favorite players of
wow.
all time. And I'm like, Wally Joyner. Like, I thought you were going to say
That's a deep
something.
cut.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say something lame. You're going to be like Albert Pujols or like whatever. Wally Joyner, I go, you got deep album cut. So I was impressed by that.
The only thing would have been better if
That's
she
beautiful.
introduced herself as Ronnie Rank.
Yeah, Ronnie Rank. It's so great.
Oh man. Well, all right. So I want to get this one thing in. So we
No,
gotta do so we are sponsored by Monkey Knife Fight, partnering with the fastest sports betting site in the United States. Use promo code Triple Play to get up to $50 of your deposit match when you become a new user and use the code Triple Play. You're looking to win some cash. Make sure you stick with us for the Triple Play Monkey Knife Fight shows coming soon. 10 to 15 minute shows to help you win big. All right, so Adam, I want to put you on the Triple Play hot seat. I've got some questions you've never been asked before, and I want to hear your first thought to them.
All right, dude. I've got another show that I got to bounce to. I don't have a link for it. I'm so sorry. Anyways, let's do this.
I'll give you the quick version.
Until somebody sends me a link, we're good.
Okay.
I'll be late.
I was about to say, yeah. Why are you treating us like this?
Oh man, we're
treating you like
30 minutes late to them.
we're just like third option.
First of all, I was not late to you guys. I did not schedule. First of all, I did not schedule a show in front of you.
No,
So
no.
I was
you
here
got-
right at 6 o'clock.
You're great. We're very gracious for
there
your
was-
presence.
There was somebody that was actually. See, when people don't send me whatever, nobody cares about this. Let's go to the hot
All
seat.
right, all right. The Adam Rank hot seat. Here we go. Number 1, do you pull your toilet paper from the bottom or the top?
Top.
Oh, he said that with conviction. All right.
Yeah, hell yeah, top.
Correct answer.
A 99% chance you win $100,000 or a 50-50 chance to win $10 million.
Oh, give me that 50-50.
Oh, he's a big betting
I
man.
feel like 50 is like too high.
That's
Like,
too high. Yeah, that's
Oh.
an easy one. Like I'll take that.
If
right.
it was like 20,
Or
then
make-
you think
Or
about it.
make the $100,000 like $5 million.
All right, you
or
guys are
1
pooping
million.
on my question. Let's move to the next one.
It's too easy, David. Don't
All right,
make.
would you rather be a chair or a table?
Table.
That was the one that got you to think the most.
I did have to think about it. Table.
All right. Would you rather pee yourself on
Wait,
set?
wait, whatever. Go ahead.
Would you rather pee yourself on set? or
Wait, no,
clog-
I want to know. I want to know that train of thought you were about to say.
I think he wants to. Oh, I'll
Do it, do it, do it, do it.
pee yourself on set or clog the toilet at NFL headquarters and everyone knows it's you.
I'd rather clog the toilet because the plumbing in that building, the old building in Culver City, sucked. So it didn't take much. But I'd be like, yeah, I clogged it. Whatever.
Oh, I like that you'd own it. I like that. All right. Would you rather go a month wearing a cape or wearing an eye patch?
Oh, a cape. I would do that.
That's where I thought you were going.
Somebody took the punchline. All right. Now, listen. Okay. I'm
We lost them. We
I'm
lost
officially
them.
not the creep now.
That is the best thing I've ever seen on a podcast.
Because
That's where I thought you were going.
Everybody knew. Everybody except for David. Okay, let's go to the next question.
Oh my God.
He was so enthralled with the clogging the toilet question.
Oh,
man.
man.
Let that go. It was so obvious. We also would have accepted Tiffany Amber Thiessen there too.
Yep.
As well. But either way, you guys went Stephanie. I appreciate that. That just shows you're following along.
Would you rather?
I'm so glad that it's such a common name, so that nobody can go
Right.
and search for her on Facebook or Instagram.
That's what I was gonna do after
Yeah.
this show.
There's a million of them. Like if
Oh
it was
my God.
some other last name that was like less common, it might be easier to find. But like, yeah, good luck. Good
Adam,
luck
do
now,
I-
suckers?
Adam, do I have your permission to try to find her after this show?
Please.
No, you do not. You do not.
Yeah, Brad's right. Yeah,
All right, so
Leave her
let's
alone.
stay with the Stephanie Smith theme. Would
she
you
just had a baby. Like,
all
leave
right,
her
so
Yeah,
alone.
exactly.
pretend that you're single
Okay.
and she doesn't have a kid?
Yeah,
Would you rather go on a date with her or the Chicago Bears win a Super Bowl?
her.
No hesitation. I love it.
Freshly divorced Adam Rank.
When I
All
come
right.
on next month, they're like, "So, Rank, your place looks different." You're like,
Right.
"Yeah, this is now the one bedroom I'm renting in
Had to move
Staten."
into a studio.
This is me from my car.
Half a headset.
Oh, I'm legit crying. Okay, I got two. I think 2 or 3 more here. Would you rather eat spaghetti through a straw or through a blender?
Straw?
Ooh, I'm not convinced you can do it through a straw.
You just like
You
would
can.
suck it through a straw.
I don't know.
How did you come up with that question?
What's the blender? What does that mean? Like have it pureed?
Yeah, you would just like put them in, and it'd be like a spaghetti slushy.
Smooth.
That's my nightmare is getting lockjaw or breaking my jaw or something where I have to eat everything in the form of a smoothie because that just
Oh,
sounds
wow.
miserable.
Yeah.
does.
That
sound
would be pretty
miserable.
bad. All right, Adam, would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck?
Duck-sized horses?
100 duck-sized horses or
Just
1 horse-sized.
give me the big horse-sized duck.
And you just give him like
I'll
one
take
right
my-
over duck.
I don't like the thought of being overwhelmed because the force of 100 duck-sized horses, it's still a lot of horsepower, so to speak.
Ooh.
Oh,
Wow.
oh, hey, he's still getting crafty.
You are smooth. Don't say you're
Yes,
not.
Yeah. All right, last one. Watch San Andreas with the entire Triple Play Fantasy crew, or watch the season finale of How I Met Your Mother by yourself.
Well, I've already seen the series finale of How I Met Your Mother on YouTube, which is the only series finale I will recognize. So someday we have to watch San Andreas.
Yes. We'll do a live watching of it. Eric and I haven't seen it yet, so I'll wait
Oh my God. It'll be
until
so
that
great.
day.
It's gonna be so good.
I'm
Adam.
going to watch it this month and tweet at you when I do.
Please do.
He'll probably just ignore you. But anyway.
I'll mute you, but no. Wait for me. We'll watch it
Yeah.
together. Just wait. for
Okay.
me.
All right.
I'm
all right,
waiting
all right,
for
all
it.
right. I'll wait.
All right. Well, Adam, I know you got another show to get to. This was an absolute blast. It's always to have you on, man. Anything you want to plug, of course, you can plug it. But you are honestly our favorite guest of the show. So thanks for coming on a second time.
Oh no, thank you. We'll do it again after the draft or whatever. Not that it matters on the sports calendar because that's not what we're going to be talking about. If you do need any of my sports takes, though, you can go to youtube.com/AdamRankNFL, Instagram AdamRankNFL, and that's it. That's my plugs for the day.
All right. Well, as always, we appreciate Adam's time. Thanks everybody for listening, watching. We'll be back next week with a new episode, another great guest, more athlete interviews coming for you, and more great fire content on the way. Talk to you all soon.